Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Unity Through Diversity. And today I have a very interesting person. Not interesting, but it's interesting because what you do. And I never had anybody on my podcast are the owner or the founder of the haunted business, right? So welcome, Edward Terebus.
Terebus or Terebus, either way works. The name of the attraction, though, is Erebus.
Erebus. So, yes. Okay, before you came, I sat down, like I did some homework because I want to say the name right. And I was like, that's no coincidence that I saw the name on the website and I pull out the name you punched in my phone, and I was where there must be a connection. So will you tell us a little bit where the name come from?
Sure. We did haunted houses for 20 years. And then we bought this building in downtown Pontiac. And I wanted a one name.
Okay. No, hold on. Back up a bit. So this place, you had other business before, or this place being
We did it as a hobby before, just for fun. And we had like mobile home trailers, and we moved it from city to city to city. But it was getting so big, we wanted someplace permanent because it was storage, it was moving, it was temporary power, temporary electric, all that stuff. It turned into kind of a hassle.
Okay, yes.
So we're looking for this building. We found this building. Yeah. And we wanted one name. Kind of like Madonna, just a boom. And I just happened to be reading a vampire novel, and I'm flipping through the
What's
pages.
The name of that? Do you remember?
I do not. But they just started talking about Erebus. And Erebus, I'm like, oh my God, what's that? And immediately put the book down and looked up what Erebus meant. Yeah. Erebus is the darkness beneath the earth that the dead must pass to reach Hades. Greek mythology, it's a son of chaos, a brother of night. Okay. And better than that, put a T in front of it, you get Terebus, that's our last name. I'm going, like you said, it's meant to be, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I was like, what that mean? How come you just one letter different? Like, what's the special about that? But that's like I said, it's meant to be. It's just two coincidence, whatever, like two.
It's kind of weird because it's pretty close. It's a coincidence, but it's like really close.
Yeah. So, welcome. Like, it's super easy for you to pick up a name, and it happens that book is right. You were just reading that book.
The funny thing is, we did haunted houses for 20 years before we figured that out.
So how many years are you in that building?
In that year, in this building, this is our 23rd year. Okay. So now it's 43 years in the haunted house business.
So don't even tell me how old I am.
I started when I was 3. Okay.
Okay, that is good. You're like 43 years. I was like, I tried to get this number right. So 43 years in that.
43 years. Yes, I've been scaring people for 43 years.
Well, let's get into scare other people. When I was there, let's back up a story a little bit. I want to tell you guys how I met Edward, okay? Right?
Yep.
So one of the sister here in Bay City, her name is Nicole, and she is the author of 2 haunted books, right? Haunted Bay City and Haunted Detroit.
Correct.
And she was having her book releasing party at your place in Pontiac. And I was there as a psychic reader for all her readings, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And during that couple hours, at the end of the night, you were giving the readers or whoever there a tool, and I didn't go. I told you, I'm not scared about the invisible thing. Human things scare me. That's why I didn't. So I want to share something that in your 43 years, I'm not even 40 yet. So in your 43 years of this haunted business attraction thing, what are some things that people really scare the shit out of them? Like, what are the things people really scared?
You know what? Everybody's different. So some people are claustrophobic. Some people are scared of clowns. Some people are scared of snakes. Afraid of heights. So everything's different. So it's impossible to scare everybody.
Okay.
But in the haunted house industry, we want to at least entertain you. I want you to laugh. I want you to have fun.
Are you gonna cry?
I want you to cry a little bit. But if you're not being scared, you can watch your friends be scared. So it's kind of it's a lot of fun going with a group, Yes. But can I scare you? Like I'm almost impossible to scare. You have a hard time scaring me. But I've been thinking about haunted house stuff forever. You know, I mean, it's kind of like in my blood.
So how? Tell me, like it's 43. You said you started 3. Is that your parents, your family?
It was my brother. My brother started. He's 10 years older than I am.
Okay.
And he was actually working for Forge. Prior to that, he worked with the JCs on their haunted house project and had a lot of fun and enjoyed it. And that JC chapter went out of business.
Okay.
And then when he was working for Forge, he got laid off. And he said, I'm going to build a haunted house. So he started working on his haunted house in his backyard. And he built a prefab building and we put it up in front of Kmart's at 12 Mile and Van Dyke. And we charged $1.50. That was 1981.
Holy shit! I'm not even born yet.
Oh yeah. So I mean, it's been a long time. So I mean, that's $1.50. Can you imagine? Yes. It's $1. You know, nowadays it's it's $20 to $35 to get in.
But the value is different. At that time, $1.50 is equal to 10 times more.
But the building was 1,200 square feet. Our building's like 100,000 square feet. And it's over a half-mile walk inside the building. So we have a lot more invested now. We spent a lot more money and time and energy building it, to entertain you, not just scare you, but to entertain you.
Okay, now it's great. It's like I kind of connect the story a little bit. Okay, right? Your brother is 10 years older than you. You've been in the business ever since you're 3. But have you ever thought about it, like as a kid, like how normally the kids right now is like they're scared about anything. Like seriously, I have 2 girls. They were scared about anything. So you're 3 years old and handle all this.
I was a little older than 3.
Even though.
But yes.
But like 7, 8, 10. Let's say you still kind of like have dealing with all the things, even though they're not real, but they look scary. The blood, the parts, whatever. I can't even look at that.
No, I was graduating high school, so I was 18 at the time. And then, I just joined in, and we did it as a hobby for 20 years. So for 20 years, I either quit my job or I laid myself off. And then we did the haunted house. Then we went back to regular work. And then we bought this building in 98. In 2000, we opened up, and that's when we decided that this is going to be our career.
Okay.
So I sold my house. Jim remortgaged his because the bank was going to give us a loan to buy a haunted house.
Exactly.
Build a haunted house. Yeah. So we invested all our money and we borrowed money from everybody we knew, and we built this thing up, and here we are.
Is your brother still with you?
Yes. Oh yeah.
I didn't see him, right? Did I see? Did I?
I don't think he was there that day. No.
Okay. So now we got where the name come from, right?
Yep.
And we got how, right? It's not 3 years old. It's 3 times 6. Right? That makes more sense.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
I was not paying attention to what was behind me when I sat at my table and I saw all this phone or whatsoever. Like you guys have I don't even know, all the wallets, ID, phone, and hats, glasses, everything.
Glasses, shoes, socks, shirts. Yes, everything.
So people don't come back to.
That's the stuff. Oh yeah, they do come back. But that's the stuff that they didn't come back and get. That's our lost and found. So we have all kinds of really cool stuff in there, and I've been collecting it. And I have 3 showcases full, but if you look behind the showcases, there's boxes and boxes and boxes of more stuff. And I got my prized possession. I have a size 11 Nike tennis shoe. That tennis shoe is probably $150, $160 for that person, and I got both of them. Not one, I got 2. So that's probably a 180-pound dude that left with no shoes on and did not come back to get his shoes.
Was he so scared? Well,
so that's pretty good.
Yeah, so my friend, you may be on my Facebook, but I met one person, now we are friends. He is 7 foot tall.
Okay.
And his shoes probably is 11 or something, because I have no idea. I still have the picture. I put his shoes and my shoes next to each other, and I took a picture. And we have picture, like I literally was like here, like I'm 5'5". He's 7.
So that's a big dude.
Well, he's kind of skinny. I mean, he played at a
but it's
basketball.
Still, well, size 11 is a big. It's a pretty good sized guy.
Probably 200. I don't know. I have no idea. But I was like, now I have idea what size 11 shoes. Because I had somebody in my life it was this tall. So what is the percentage for people to come back to find their thing, because they obviously know they probably lost there? Right?
I think people pick up more than 50% of the stuff.
Okay.
But
Still.
40% doesn't get picked up, and that's why. And I hang on to it for 2 years,
Uh-huh.
and then I put it into the showcase or I put it in storage.
You put for 2 years?
I wait for 2 years for somebody to pick it up.
Okay.
The other thing I have, my prized possession, somebody screamed so loud, their teeth came flying out. And we have teeth in there.
So how many you have?
I think it's like the 3 front teeth and maybe one over here or something. But I mean, it's that's an expensive unit. That's not cheap.
And they did not come back.
They didn't.
Maybe
well, you know what? We found that one while we were tearing down a wall. My guy saw it and wanted to throw it out. Went, no. So nobody wanted to touch it. So we kind of and put it in the showcase, But I think that's kind of cool.
So the shoes and teeth.
Yeah. But in addition to that, we got wallets, credit cards. We got somebody's paycheck. We got glasses, hats, shirts, scarves, sweatshirts.
Yes, I saw a lot of things. And you will recognize different ID. Then you can tell how old is that. Because some ID is, our ID is this way, right? Like, how to say that?
Well, if the ID is that way, that means that they were under 21.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
So under 21 is this way, 21 and over that is that way.
Oh, see.
Well, we have, Michigan. We have out of state. I mean, it's everything. I mean, we got phones and what do you call it? Nintendo DXs and just all kinds of crazy stuff. Okay,
so now let's talk about this scary experience. Okay, last time I think you shared it with me, with us when we were there for the event. You shared about the female. How you call the name of people there to scare people? Like
my actors, my scare labor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you mentioned about the female get punched more than male.
Well, that was back in the 80s. 80s was a little rougher now, than now. Now it's a little more calmer. But in the 80s, I had 5 girls a year get their noses broken. But the rule is you stay this far away. That way there, if I go to punch you, you don't get hit.
Yes.
But I think girls like to get up in your face and they like to scare people.
Yeah.
And so they like to get in there a little closer and people react differently. And if not everybody is being malicious and trying to hurt somebody, but a lot of people are doing this and pushing you away because you're too close and they startled, they got scared.
So.
But nowadays it's a lot calmer.
Yeah.
And again, the rule is you stay this far away.
Yeah, that's good to know.
And it is. Or you get in, get out.
Anticipate
what they're going to do. So you can, prepare that they might react, and then that way you can jump back and get out of the way.
Okay, so do you have insurance for those people who work for you?
Oh, yeah. We have insurance. It's called workman's comp. You got it.
Because I was like, sounds have a high potential to be.
But even that, my thing is, I don't know if you're coming through the haunted house, I know what I'm going to do. And I got my actors that are trained what I'm going to do.
Okay.
But I don't know what you're going to do. So, like pregnant women, I don't allow them to come.
Okay.
I said, you know what? No, because if you get scared with all your friends and you're just like a herd of people, you could trample them.
Yeah.
And I don't want nobody getting hurt. I don't want nobody losing their babies. You know what? Exactly. Come back next year and we'll
your baby
we'll figure it out. Yeah. But right now, because you never know how people are going to react. I've seen people, it's at fight or flight.
Yes.
They get scared, they might want to fight, or they just might just run.
Yes.
I've seen them knock walls down. I've seen them go through mirrors, or I've seen them go through, it's crazy. I've seen them knock themselves unconscious, run into a wall, and boom. I mean, they're all cold on the floor.
Can you make those funny video? Or does that actually copyright people will?
Nope. Actually, right now, we have signage and tickets that say we're going to videotape you. In fact, this year, we're doing the Screamer of the Week. So I'm going to film every week.
Yeah.
I'll put several cameras throughout the place. And we're going to film people. And we're going to pick the best scare out. And we're going to put that on Facebook on Wednesday.
Yes.
And those people have to go there and look and identify themselves. Or if you see your buddy, let them know.
Okay.
And then we're going to give them free tickets to Erebus Escape. We're going to give them sweatshirts, T-shirts, shot glasses. It's about a $600 value.
Wow. You do every week?
We're going to do it every week. We're going to pick the Screamer of the Week. Whatever good scare, good reaction we see, we're going to post it on Facebook. And hopefully they got 48 hours to identify themselves and say, "Hey, that's me." You know?
Maybe you should put me there because I just freak out a lot when people like quietly stand next to me. I was on the campground, right? But I went to camping the weekend before, like a couple of days ago.
Okay.
And we were at a campground, not the campground that cars in and out, because that was 20 miles hike. So we did a first half and instead of campground in the middle of nowhere. So morning time, they have a well, right? They pump the water out. So
Okay.
I don't need the water, but I just want to pump because I never, would experience, it's rare to have it's just a metal pump thing, right? And my friend right here, I'm right here. And somehow I had a glance that something is there. And when I look back, I was like, it's a human. And like he's standing there, he didn't say a thing, and he's so quiet because we were talking, we were doing things, and he just standing there. I was like,
you were thinking Bigfoot.
I was like, why are you so? I didn't be mad. I was like, oh my goodness, you scared shit out of me. And he was kind of like a little bit awkward because he didn't mean to scare me. That's why he didn't say a thing. Is because we probably didn't see him, right? But that scared me because I was like, you just why you don't make a sound? And it's like I glanced. I was like, what is that? It's nobody's around us.
Sure.
It's all the woods or whatever. I was like,
you know what? That's always a little scary because you never know what's coming out of the woods, right?
Exactly, and especially morning time, like 8, 9 o'clock, I barely just wake up and just putting yourself together, get back on the hike, right? But the haunted house, I don't know. I probably just like I need to use bathroom before I go in because maybe some people will pee their pants. Would they?
Yes, they do. We keep track of that. We have the wimp board up there, so we keep track of people who chicken out and people who also wet themselves. And I'm not talking a tinkle. I'm talking a full-on wet, confirmed by management, where you can see their pants and they're wet from the waist down to their knees. You'll go, oh, we got a wetter. And we average about 75 wetters a year, and about 400 to 500 people a year chicken out.
I don't know because last time I was checking out, I was like, I don't want to go even for a tour because I was like,
well, we weren't even going through the haunted house. We were just going down into the basement.
Oh my goodness, the
where
basement.
We had the ghost encounters, and that one guy who supposedly passed away. We still have his blanket and his pillow in the basement in the boiler room, which is a room we haven't touched yet. So that's still down there. So that's where we were touring everybody, seeing that. Okay. Because we had the ghost stories of what's going on and like that. But no, we've had several people come through, ghost investigators and find ghost things happening in the haunted house. Yes. On the second floor, like Xbox Connects. Yes. And they look at you and they turn you into a stick figure, and that way you're now the controller, okay? Okay. So how you move controls the avatar on the video game. Okay. But the ghost guys turn that around and put it on like an iPad, and they can look at you and they see the stick figure, but then all of a sudden behind you, there's a stick figure peeking around the corner, but there's nobody there. Okay. So how that works? So I don't know. That's what I'm going. I'm looking. I'm there, and I'm seeing the stick figures. There's 2 of them. And there's a girl there that's with them, and they peek around the corner, and then one floats up. And then this other one comes out and actually starts petting her hair. And I'm going, get out of here. And I have video footage of this. Of, the stick figure and... But wait a minute. The place you bought, you built it to be a haunted house. Is that right? For pretend, not real. Okay, this is real stuff. This is real haunting stuff, Yeah. We bought it because we do haunted houses for pretend. Okay. But for fun. So some people have a safe and sane place to come and get scared. Yeah. But the thing you... But these are real ghosts. These are real things. And so that's happening. And then over here, the ghost investigators got the little temperature thing, and temperature dropping. It's kind of... So if you look at my ghost story, episode 63, that's them telling the ghost story of this ghost that's in the basement. In your basement. In our basement. And then we actually had another, the Xbox Connects guys. Yeah. That's a whole different investigation that it was never aired yet. I'm not sure when that's going to happen. So there are ghosts there. We're the haunted house. Yeah, we actually got really haunted things going on in there. Oh my goodness. You talk to the guys that work there and they all have stories. It's pretty cool. Well, I think
Well, you said it is haunted attraction. You attract, but then you need a real ghost there, I guess.
Well, you know what? The funny, the ghost investigators came after our busiest night. They showed up at 3 o'clock in the morning after all the customers went away because they're saying that's when all the spirits get stirred up.
Yes.
From having all that energy in the building.
Yeah.
And yeah, they found some things. It's kind of creepy, kind of scary.
So, what? Are you scared?
No. In fact, it's funny because one of them, they actually have it, on tape. Mm-hmm. I actually have a house in the haunted house, and I was sleeping. Okay. And I had my nephews with them, kind of keep an eye, helping them out. And on the opposite side of the wall where I'm sleeping, they recorded something going.
Oh, you're gonna scare me right here. So, okay. I didn't know. You said, everything you built for the haunted house. I was okay, cool, stuff like that. So, was the room we stayed and we hang out? Is that your basement? The night?
No, that's the exit lobby. So the basement's one level below that.
Oh, that's another level?
Yeah, and my house was actually on the 3rd floor through 2 more stories up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, the fake guy next to the bathroom freaking me out. Like, I mean,
the statue. Yes.
The statue. But I think the thing scare me is when they're not moving, because you do not know when they're gonna move.
Oh, you know what? My guys, we have a couple dummies. And they take it and they move it around the building. So all of a sudden you kind of flick on a light and you see somebody standing there and you kind of go,
yeah. So I'm like, if things moving, I'm okay because I already aware that things are moving, right? But the crazy thing is, like, every time I go to bed, like, I know it's not, it's not real. I mean, it's something there, but it just has the energy. It's like somehow it's not real, but it's more real than it's not real. Does it make sense? Because it's just a feeling. The feeling of like, because what if it moves? I'm probably gonna. I just don't know what to do. So that was something really scary. So I didn't even go to the basement, and I didn't even see any of other room in it. But I saw a fake guy in the coffin.
Well, maybe you need to come through this season and check it out. We got things that will grab you, bite you, land on top of you. We're gonna bury you alive. We have all kinds of good things.
I think I'm up there. I need to go to somewhere to get a treatment or whatever, because just to stir all the nerves of all things. Just like I don't know whether I can handle that. But I think the point is we do this podcast because I know that's a big thing in United States. Halloween, right?
It is
because right?
You do your trick or treating.
Yeah.
And then you grow up. What do you do after trick or treating? You graduate and you do haunted houses. Halloween is the coolest thing ever. Why? It's a selfish holiday. When I say selfish, meaning it's all about you. You don't have to go visit nobody. You don't have to buy anybody any presents. You get to dress up and be whoever and whatever you want to be.
Yes.
You want to dress up and be a toilet? You can be a toilet. And you know what people are going to go? That's a cool toilet. I mean, and nobody's going to make fun of you. You can anything you want. When in your life do you ever get to be Superman? Halloween, you get to be Superman. You're Spider-Man. I mean, all those things that, as a kid, I mean, those are some of my favorite memories of what I was dressed up and I was used to be and all that good stuff. And that's what every little kid has. Trick-or-treating, filling up bags of candy, and then going to your first haunted house. Oh, my God. Hanging out for dear life. You don't even look. You close your eyes. It's all, yes. So it's almost a passage to life kind of thing. You're like graduating. That. You're getting up there. It's your adulthood. You get to go to a haunted house.
You kind of made me to love this holiday because I've been here 12 years, right? And when I was in China, I think in my high school we had a English teacher from the United States. That's the time we started to celebrate Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Before that, I had no idea what it was because it's just not some culturally you would expose to, right? From there, I got to know. So we dressed up things. I'm okay with that. And in China, for some reason, people like to celebrate those like Western festivals. So like we just play. Sometimes you dress up, but I don't think we really get what's the spirit of the Halloween.
So I helped my friend Quan open a haunted house in China, the Shanghai Nightmare.
Really?
Downtown Shanghai, and I was there for a month.
When was that?
Oh God, that was a few years ago.
Okay.
And it's funny because it's a different type of scare over there. Over here, it's like shock and awe. Mm-hmm. Over there, you guys like the suspense,
yeah, it doesn't build up, right?
And yes. And it's a different also, because in China, it's a lot of one-child families, so yes. It's a whole different dynamic. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of neat seeing that. And me, I'm 240 pounds, and I'm bald. Give me some pointed ears. Yes. Give me some fangs here. Yes. Put the makeup on and a cape. I make a great Nosferatu. You know what Nosferatu is? No. That's like a vampire, but instead of having the fangs here, he had just 2 front teeth fangs. Okay. And I make a great Nosferatu. Yes. And you ever see the kind of like the Grim Reaper that somebody puts on their shoulders, and it's about 8 foot tall, and they have like puppet arms? Yes. Yes. We were walking down the streets of China with that thing. Oh my goodness. And people go, oh. Yeah. And then out from underneath, here I would come. Oh my God. People were running into restaurants like a Burger King and jumping over the counter and running into the back rooms. I'm thinking, oh my God, we're going to get in so much trouble. They're going to call the police on us.
So that reminded me of the story that one Chinese student, right, that back to 10, 12 years ago, I was still in SVSU. So, of course, now we are in the United States, right? Like, we go to the haunted house experience as students, international student. So that one guy, his name is Tom. So, Tom, if ever you cross this recording, that's honor you. So, he doesn't have the good vision. Okay. So it was, I don't know, Saginaw somewhere, and it was outside, outdoor. And I think what happened was somebody started chasing us, stuff like that. And then he didn't wear glasses for whatever reason. So he didn't see that fence in front of him. He just ran away and he just flipped over. Huh? We were like scared, but we just can't stop laughing. But I also feel so bad because, like, in China, that like we don't really laugh at people as a group. It's such an insult. I feel like it, Okay. But you can't help. It's just like too funny, but it's also kind of scary, right? You are scared, run, but see someone background the fence, and you're like, should I laugh right now, or should I be running? What's that?
Some guy left his flip flops, and I picked him up, and I was chasing him, trying to get his flip flops back. But he wanted nothing to do with it, man. He just kept going. But it was a lot of fun over there. It was a lot of fun in China.
Oh yeah, I didn't know you have that. Well, matter of fact, my hometown is very close to Shanghai. It's like an hour and a half west of Shanghai, right? Shanghai is already east part of China. So my hometown is like an hour and a half west of Shanghai. Okay. So it's very close, and but I haven't really gone back for a while. Back to this haunted house. So 43 years. What is the biggest change for you to, like, you probably see decades. People's do they shift different things, or you will constantly? I feel like you think about it, like question.
You mean the displays? Do we change the displays?
Or how people scare things, like maybe different generations they scare of a different thing, or they just doesn't.
You know what? It's pretty much consistent. Okay. I mean, clowns are big. People are terrified of clowns. I think because clowns are kind of like different looking, and parents go, "Look at the clown!" And they pick you up as a little kid and put you in their face, and you can't get away. Oh, and I think that just scares the hell out of people.
They're gonna have traumatized.
Big trauma, yes. Oh my God. Then you got, again, fear of heights, fear of spiders, fear of snakes, fear of, the darkness, so there's all these different things, claustrophobic. I mean, if I put you in a room, slam the door, and fill it up all the way above your head, you can't move in there, and you're claustrophobic, that 42 seconds will feel like a week. Yeah. And you're going to come out, and you're going to be crying and
so I'm already taking deep breath.
Running, yes.
Take deep breath. Okay, so that doesn't really matter what is mostly.
No, but there are things that come up. So if a certain movie comes up and there's a character, you wouldn't want to play on that effect.
Do you have the Jason Voorhees one?
Oh, we don't do Jason Voorhees, but you know what? I mean, there's similar characters and things that might come up like that. Sure.
Because my last name used to be because my girl's father, right? So their family name is Voorhees. So I didn't know whatever. So when we got married that time, so I have Gina Voorhees, and then people later I got to know like they're like the only Voorhees I know is Jason Voorhees. So I was like, okay, we talk
so
about.
So you're like famous.
But I do not really put a Voorhees the whole thing because a lot of people they do not know how to pronounce that. So I usually put Gina VOO instead of like Voorhees the whole thing there. But now I don't have that last name anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's the Voorhees.
You should have carried a machete. You know?
Yes.
Do you know who I am now?
Well, maybe, I'm still thinking who I want to dress up this year because like back to those things, like I really love the way you say that it's like a selfish holiday or you can be whoever you want to be.
Yes.
I mean, the first 2 years I got here, I actually did it. And then later, we got married, have kids. I just don't have the energy to dress up. See? But this year, I was like,
don't be boring. Don't be boring.
What?
You know what? Because you always regret if you don't do it. You go, oh, I'm not going to dress up. And you go out and everybody's dressed up and they're having more fun than you.
Yeah.
If you dress up, everybody loves it. I mean, it makes it easier for people to come talk to you. And it just, you got to admit, it's awesome. It's a lot of fun. I mean, have you ever got dressed up and never had fun? No. You always have fun.
Yeah, even though you just dress up, even like I think one time we had the event in the downtown Bay City, whatever the big event. So I would dress up really nice, like a dress, lips, whatever. And then after that, we went to just a random bar on the corner because some of them they will keep hanging out. And you went in, you will realize that everybody's looking at you because you are wearing something that's not matched for that environment, or I would say better. Right? Because you are dressed up from a ball, whatever party, you're like, everything is just seamless. Then you went inside, everybody's like, where's this person come from?
We used to dress up now in September. I'm talking facial prosthetics, full costumes, head to toe. And if you went out with us, you couldn't break character. So, give me a beer. We go into bars and restaurants and we pass out coupons and tickets and free T-shirts, promoting the haunted house.
Yeah.
And just like you said, we're going not when everybody's having a Halloween. Nobody's having a Halloween party, but we're all dressed up.
I like that.
And we had the best time ever.
We were the center
of attraction. Just had a blast. We promoted the haunted house. We passed out stuff.
Yeah.
And people loved having us come on in. We were entertainment. We entertained the people.
Well, I do that. I might go with you guys. I'm not probably still thinking about going to a haunted house, but I can go with you guys. Go out there, just have fun.
But you can't break character. You got to be the monster. Anytime anybody can hear you, you can't talk normal. You got to talk in your monster voice.
Oh, whatever the character you pick up.
Yes.
Okay.
I was Herkimer. My buddy was Ugg. This guy was a different character. And we just went out and had a blast.
Okay,
yeah.
What is your favorite character around years? Or you just play? No, it seems it's a business.
It's different. It depends what you got going on. But I mean, even just a simple contacts and some teeth can make you a great character.
You're right. You're probably. I can't believe 43 years. What it is really mean? It's become not part of your life. Become your life.
Well, I think Halloween and scary stuff. 24/7 a day. I'm constantly thinking about that. And it's not even scary stuff, but how can I use this to make it scary?
Yeah.
In fact, we have escape rooms in downtown Pontiac, very heavily themed escape rooms. And we wanted some kid-friendly ones, family event ones.
Maybe for me, to those kids, family-friendly ones that.
But every time me and Jim are thinking about that, we kept going to the dark side, So we actually hired some friends of ours to build us a couple kid-friendly rooms. So we have like a Dragon's Curse, which is like a Harry Potter one. Yeah. Another one that's a fairy tale.
I would love that.
And those are very family-friendly. And so the escape rooms, we call it fun without the fear. So a couple of them are creepy. I mean, I made a creepy one, but nothing's going to jump out and scare you. I mean, one takes place in a funeral parlor, so there's some dead bodies in there.
Yeah.
One's in a jail cell, so you're like, but the escape rooms were like, I didn't want to build just an escape room. Remember that movie Total Recall?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
You know, you could go on your lunch break and get memories in your head of a vacation, but why be you on vacation when you could be a secret agent? You can do this, you can do that. So why just go and do an escape room? When you could be an escape artist and escape out of prison. You can be Indiana Jones and find the ancient Egyptian temple. You can be a top cop and solve the crime.
Yes.
You know, you could be the king and be in the thrones. You know, that's kind of what we were going after with the escape room. So more of an immersive thing, but you are the escape artist getting out of jail.
I like that because I think that's more of my, like, I'm very curious, even though like those are the movies I watch, you know, I like to watch action movie, mysterious movie, but not like horror movie, like, because the work I do, like I said, it's like, I'm not afraid, like, if things are unseen because I'm feeling it. So if they're around me, I know the rules between the different world, they have rules, but the part that scares me is the human part is scary, because that's why I don't watch horror movie, because I think they twisted the real how they interact with you and it get me into my brain, then I cannot shake that off, right?
And think about it. Just think if somebody got into the haunted house that wasn't supposed to be there. And now they're coming after you. But they don't work for me.
Oh my goodness. Do you have that?
No, I'm just saying that's part of the fear. That's what people think about sometimes. I mean, I've cut myself and I've bled all over. You know, and people see me at the haunted house because I'm working there, and they look at the blood and they go, "Oh, that's so fake." So,
but it's real. And
it's real. I mean, I cut myself. Where's my scar? You can see the scar there, and that thing was just I have blood everywhere. You know. But yeah.
That's a horror movie. Some horror movie, right? Like, I think that's exactly what you say. Some horror movie, people think it's fake, but actually they are the killer. Like that's one of the probably the horror movie. You know, they was that Saw, like the chainsaw, right?
Yep.
I think I probably early the one of those horror movies I watched, like a Western horror movie, not Chinese one. Chinese horror movie, oh my goodness, it's like it's scary to the bone, like those mentally, psychologically scary.
More suspenseful, yes.
Yeah, but here it's like physically visual, like you like explode to you that you don't know what to do. But that was deeply in your emotions. The psyche is like you are scared to shift, change you to different mental state.
And it's funny because, like you said, when we did Shanghai Nightmare, I saw the difference. You know, I was going after the Western scare, and that wasn't working as good as kind of like the movie The Ring, coming out of that TV, you know?
Yes.
That was definitely more effective than a guy with a chainsaw kind of thing.
Yeah, like his hair cover the face.
Yeah.
You cry all the water, it's quiet. You're like, you know, the eye looking, whatever. That scares the shit. Like that's, I think, I don't know, it's in our culture embedded of the, how to say that, collectively, they download it in our system. Like we would tell a horror story, like maybe, you know, when you're young, parents will tell you some story to scare you, and that being embodied in your bone instead of here, like you just jump out, scare people, blood, whatever, right? Those things. But I'm not prefer either of them. It's just I'm not saying avoid, but something is like I'm also the height. Darkness better now, but height is water. Height is still my thing. So if you want premiere. So you totally know how to scare me.
so the bottomless pit will get you.
Oh yeah, well even those like if I'm walking on these glasses, they are not. If I see it's not solid, even though it's solid, but I can see through. Oh, I'm start shaking. You know those glass bridge in China.
Yep.
You probably close to Shanghai, wherever it is. I went back 1 year, and my kids they were running the bridge. Right, it's not that high actually, you know, but that's high for me. So I was holding on this railing, fence or railing, whatever I think. I was step on this edging. People tell me, say, "Hey Gina, do you know that it's more scary that when you walk there is more scary? Actually not safe. You walk on the edge."
Sure.
Right? But I didn't care. I was I probably took my time because
You were holding on for dear life.
The whole time I walked the whole bridge, it was like that. And my girls came back, and I was like, "Hey, mommy did that, or I'm doing that is because I show you that I'm scared of I'm still doing it. You know, it's just
sure.
I can't just back off, right? Like my girls were like, "Whoa, you're scared. You should not do that." But I pushed myself a little bit.
Yep.
Just a little bit. So back to now is the busy season. But you guys have open all year round, is that?
No, we're not open all year.
No, it's not.
We just opened last weekend, was our first weekend, which was the 23rd of September. And we're open till November 5th.
Okay.
So we go like this weekend coming up, we're going to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Thursday through Sunday, then Wednesday through Sunday, and then Tuesday through Sunday, and then Monday all the way through till Halloween. And then we'll shut down for a couple of days, and then we'll do Friday and Saturday in November, the first weekend. So
how this business model works? So you basically, what are other months of the year when it's not?
We get ready for next year. We either work on the building or come up with new ideas and prompts to, present to new people. Okay, so you basically have a lot of time after the busy season. Believe it or not, we're working year round. We got a lot of work to do.
But the other rooms, all the rooms you are working on, are those rooms open for the kids to go to those rooms that you were talking about for kids friendly, family friendly? Is those?
That's in the Escape building.
Yes.
So that's a different building.
Different building. Okay.
That's a different building down the street, about 5 blocks from the haunted house.
But that one you open all year long.
That one's open year round.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great. Because I just want to understand it, like the business here and the business there. So how many years for that building?
That one we've been open, I want to say, for about 5 years now.
5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that? Like traffic wise,
it's doing good, and then all of a sudden COVID hit, and it kind of got bad, and now it's getting, now we're going good again. Okay, so if you obviously you are in the industry for 43 years, so you know all the haunted houses around there. I know a lot of them, yeah.
So the other one I went for Nicole's first event called Facilitator. That one.
Eloise.
Yeah, yes. That's one. So how what do you think about that?
That one's brand new. Very good. They spent a lot of money. They put a good show together.
That's brand new?
That's brand new as of last year, yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, because I got scared that she had an actor. All the people put makeup on her, so she's a widow. She's very tall and teased. And I was taking picture next to her. Then they wanted to take a picture outside the building and have her scare me, stuff like that. And they turned around and I was like, I literally flipped. And everybody just laughed around there. But I saw that building because that building itself, I read the history about that building a little bit. It's just like a lot of patients before. Yeah, patients and torture. But I mean, there's a lot of cool haunted houses around Michigan. Hay rides. You got Wyards in Ypsilanti. You got Blake's in Elmont. You got Slaughterhouse. You got Rotten Manor. You got there's haunted houses all over here. And you know what? It's again something that everybody should go to. And you know what? You shouldn't go to just one haunted house. You should go to 5. Just different experience, right? Yeah. So other question I have is like, how do you? Because this become your life. And I think on a certain degree, it's also, I don't want to say change your personality, but your personality is definitely very interesting. I'm not saying interesting as a bad word. It's like very, because you are really not just a business. It's become your passion, your life. So how you see this business, this passion also shift with your personality or your something in your energy field. Does that make sense? It's like yeah, but I'm probably not your typical kind of guy. I mean, I like haunted houses. I like scary stuff. I'm always looking for a new angle of coming up with a new scare. Yeah. We build a lot of things ourselves. We try to be very innovative and come up with new designs and ideas. Yeah. I mean, we have a new room right now as a mentalist or telepathic. I can't even say the word. Telepathy. Telepathy. Yes. Telepathy. Yes. Somebody could actually take you and use their energy and push you and move you. Really? I would go that one. You can do that. Yeah. In fact, my son, I was showing him, and I did that a couple of times back and forth, and it made him feel seasick.
I'm going, all right. You know, we did it, you know, I mean,
Uh-huh.
and he didn't move, but he felt the movement.
Yeah, the energy.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
So how's your kids taking since now you've been your whole life, almost your whole life? I mean, how they take as this business?
You know what? They're interested. They're excited. They're scared.
Uh-huh.
They're reluctant to go in.
Uh-huh.
You know, but they, you know, I mean, they're curious. They gotta figure it out, and eventually they're gonna do it on their own.
Okay.
And but right now they're just kind of like, we'll check it out, you know.
Yes, yes. So my next question is like, as kid, right? Father doing that. What do they say to describe? What are how many kids you have?
2.
Boy and a girl.
Boy and a girl.
Yeah. Boy and a girl. If they would use 3 words to describe you, what do they say about you?
I'll have to ask them. I'll have to find that one out.
Right? So, because the reason why I ask is like a lot of time that, well, you can just through how they see you, what the potentially those how they describe it. If they say, okay, if I met them and they were like, oh yeah, my dad's running this haunted house, you know, things like that, and hey, how do you see your dad?
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I went 22 years.
Uh-huh.
I've never hit nobody and never got hit. In a 22-year period, some guy hit me.
What happened? What happened?
Just crazy guy in a haunted house, you know, drunk and out of control, and
okay.
You know,
beat you up.
You just hit me one time. I'm going, what? You hit me? Oh my god! Well, what I have, I found out that if I go and I'm louder and I'm crazier than you, you'll back down. So I have my own monster voice and my monster that I unleash to get control. And
because you're dominant. You're dominant the energy.
I'm a dominant. Like, I'm gonna get you, you know. And I found out if I try to talk and be reasoned with an unreasonable person, it doesn't get their attention.
Yeah, you have
I'm
to.
Crazy and I'm monstrous. I got their attention, and whoosh, they back down.
Yes.
And my children one time got me angry and upset, and I let that monster out. And I scared the heck out of my daughter.
Yeah. How old was she?
You know, she's 9.
Okay.
But the deal is, we did a pinky thing.
Yeah.
And the pinky promise is, if I ask her more than 4 times to do something, you know, I might let my monster out. But if I only ask her 4 times, I promise not to let that monster. Because I scared the heck out of her. And I didn't. I felt bad for doing it because I just, you know, I guess, you know. But yes, you know, she didn't like that.
So what about your son?
He doesn't like it either. So keep the monster inside.
Well, I tell my girls, like, when they get me upset, and you know, obviously you don't want to yell at your kids, right? But then sometimes it's like, after you ask them 5 times, they still choose to ignore or choose to not to do the things you are, because they were like, hey, you know, they prefer you talking to them kind of nicely, which is a register, right? As a parent, you register. But sometimes it gets you to the 5 times, you know.
They push you. They
go,
hey,
yes,
hey.
And I was like, hey, babe, I listened to you, that you want me to talk to you nicely. I did my part. So what is your part? I don't want to yell at you, but you are pushing the boundary. It's 5 times, right? So I was like, hey, would you please do that? Because now we had agreement. You don't want me, I don't want to yell at you. And I literally don't want it. But sometimes they will push the boundary. So how you set a boundary?
What you got to do, you got to let that monster out 1 time, and they'll never want to see it again.
Well, mom and dad is different. Like my father, I would say in the history of, you know, the last 30, 40 years, not 40 years yet, but he only had 1 time. I mean, he later would be emotional, still have the verbally, whatever, saying things that he say, especially he started drinking. But I remember when I was probably 5 years, I did it wrong at first. But that was in my only memory that my dad was kind of being, to me, it's not violent, like it really get him. And ever since that, when I was 5, ever since then, he never went that far. But he was still like words wise.
Sure.
like my mother is different because what I'm saying is like father and mother is different. Mother can be nagging the whole time. You were okay. When the man start nagging the whole time, it's a different story. Like mother, you kind of like, oh, this is mother thing.
Yep.
The father, they when they upset is different upset. Mom upset, they are more of like, you know, they are still, they won't, I mean, depends on what kind of mother, but I'm just generally find a,
sure,
you know, comment.
I see that dynamic.
Right? Yeah. The mother seems like they would, you know, probably as women, we tend to say things over and over and over and over, so they don't really like register. But when dad drop in 2 times you didn't listen, the guy already raised their voice because it's like the line is like intimidated. It's like, you don't listen to me, I'm gonna show you who is the king.
Your electronics gone.
Yeah, they will tend to listen. Dad, if my dad tell me serious something, I take in.
Well, I guess the question is, when I make a threat, or I say, hey, do it or you're going to lose your privileges, I'm serious.
You mean it. When mom says
when mom says it, she's not serious.
No, yeah.
I'm going to take it away. I'm really going to take it away. I'm really, really going to take it away this time.
Yeah.
And that's not serious.
Yeah.
You got to say, I'm going to take it away, and boom, take it away. And they,
yes. So here, this part, I think in my household is a little bit different. I was like, hey, I'm not your father. Like mom say what I say, I would do what I say because that's the thing. So they do know that their part is like when I'm serious, like really serious, like, hey, I'm not joking, just let you know. I'm not. I was like, your father might get in just this, then I was like, this is different. I say it because I already, right? We talk about that. So that part is a little bit different. So if you use 3 words to describe yourself, what would you use?
Ooh.
You never thought about that, huh?
Nope, never thought about that. I'm pretty neutral. I'm very hard. Very hard to anger, but I'm also very hard to laugh. I'm kind of like in the middle. I'm not easy to scare, but I'm not easy to overreact. Calm, cool, and collected, maybe. You know, that would be kind of, you know, I'm always analyzing the situation and thinking about it.
Okay, so you have a lot of mental activity, constant thinking process.
I'm always thinking. I'm a tough guy to, you know, to get angry. I don't get angry easy. I can pretend I'm angry, but that's part of the game.
Yes.
You know, sometimes. Yeah.
So what about your brother? Because you guys been business partner too, right? Like, you know, all those years you guys work together.
We were working together, and he, you know, he's the engineer. I'm like the art guy, but you know, we're both kind of like jack of all trades, and we can do a lot of things, and we can, you know, we can think of something, and we can figure out how to make it. We can, you know, how do you make somebody walk through a swamp and not get wet? And we created that. Yeah. And now that creation is almost in haunted houses across the country, and that's our creation. We did that. Which is kind of a, hate to say it, but it's an accomplishment. I feel accomplished by doing that. Yeah. Which is pretty cool. And, you know, not many haunts can say that.
Well, you are definitely just legendary in the haunted house industry. Do you, though, help other states or other places build their own haunted house? Or
we collaborate with people. We share thoughts. We share ideas. You know, you're always... I've been doing it for 42 years. I'm not done learning. I'm still learning. Yes. You're either growing or dying. So I ain't dying yet, so I'm still growing.
That's for sure. It's collaboration is one thing, and you know, but this industry is like I said, I don't really know about it. It's more of a new things for me, right? Because it's not embedded in our culture. Now I think in China or in other places we have more and more. And Halloween, you know, I think I have different understanding of Halloween now. Like before, I was like, just kids trick or treat my house. What's the fun about that? It's to scare people.
It never ends. It's from now until you die.
No,
I mean, have fun. I mean, even passing out candy at your front door to little kids. I mean, that's fun. Yeah. Going to Halloween parties. Again, dress up and be whoever you want to be.
I'm gonna think about that.
That's super cool.
I'm gonna think about it. So, like, before I let you go, will you kind of like let people know what's surprising, or like do they need to buy tickets at, like, you know, season? Do you have the capacity, like, you know, capacity? Yeah, this is like maximum capacity every day, or do you will suggest people to buy?
Well, we have 3 different ways that you buy get tickets. You can
Yes.
walk up to the door and buy a ticket.
Yeah.
You can buy a speed pass, which is 2/3 faster than if you walk up to the door.
Okay.
Or you can buy a VIP ticket and walk right in and get you in.
Okay. Yeah.
And each ticket's a little different. Little, this one's a little more than that one. That one's a little more than that one. And then we have dynamic ticketing too. So if you come on the first Wednesday we're open, it's $20. If you come on Halloween weekend, it's $35.
Yeah, because the
same show, same everything. It's just this is not a busy day.
Yes, of course.
This is a super busy
just
day.
like air tickets, right? You book it on Monday, Tuesday, it's different from Friday, Saturday.
Correct. And like Saturday before Halloween, that's my front row ticket at 9 o'clock. Everybody wants to come at 9 o'clock Saturday before Halloween.
Yeah.
So that's my most expensive ticket.
Yes.
You come on Wednesday of next week. You know what? You can walk right in. You can walk right up. Boom. Come on in. And it's almost like a VIP ticket,
Okay. Do you have the different price for the groups, or you don't?
It's on the website.
Okay.
Yes, we have group rates also.
Yeah.
Group rates are normally a speed pass because I know they want to get in and get out and they got other things to do. So if people go to hauntedpontiac.com, they can look at the tickets. They can see the tickets. They can see different prices per day.
Yes.
The different tickets available. It's all up there.
Okay. Yeah. So for whoever is interested in the next 5 weeks, right? Probably 5 weeks. 5 weeks? No, 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
6 weeks. 6 weeks. If you ever either in the area, but anyways, an hour and a half drive.
Or make the trip.
Make
it's
the
not
trip.
that far.
Actually, it's an hour, 20 minutes probably.
Yeah.
No, yeah, something like that.
Hour, 20 minutes from Bay City.
Yes.
And it's a half-mile walk inside.
Yes.
And there's other haunts between here and there if you want to check those out too.
Yes.
But it's a lot of fun. It's entertaining, and you'll definitely have a good time.
Yeah. So definitely check out. Am I gonna make the trip there? And then make sure that I don't have any jewelry, glasses. I'm just gonna just go simple, right? And don't wear the sandals, the flip flops, and then just go to the bathroom before that for myself.
Correct. Exactly.
And just enjoy the experience because you never know what you really feel like. Maybe just one or 2 times.
And once you come, you'll be coming back every year because you're gonna love it. Yes.
I will see. But thank you guys for tuning into this episode of Unity Through Diversity, and thank you, Edward.
Thank you, and happy Halloween.
Terebus.
Terebus, yes.
Terebus. Yes, and happy Halloween, right? This year we are definitely gonna play around a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Sure.
Well, thank you guys, and I'll see you soon. Okay.
Awesome. Bye-bye.
Right, bye.